we've got another power station. And this one is a beast. So VTOMAN have sent me this one. I have had it out of the packet already and give it a good test, and it is a fantastic bit of kit. We are in the house as well. I don't know if we've done a video. You have to forgive me, I've got a bit of a cold. I don't know if we've done a video in the house before. But the van's in bits at the moment. We're back from Europe. I'm still putting out a lot of videos in Europe, but we're back from Europe, and yeah, I've got loads of videos to make, and I can't make them in the van because it's a bit of a pigsty at the moment. So usual stuff comes with a manual. It also comes with some accessories. In here, you've got the 240 plug, which you'll use to charge it back up if you don't have a solar panel. There's also a 12-volt cigarette lighter socket, so if you are driving, you can plug that in, and that'll plug into the power station, charge your power station as well. You've got USB-C to USB-A, and a USB-C to USB-C. So let's get into the power station. First things first, the look. I think it looks really cool. It's one of the best looking power stations that I've managed to get my hands on. I think the whole design of it looks really nice. I like the colours, I like the logo, and I like the way everything's set out and it's colour coded so you can see things properly rather than sort of trying to find different things. There's a few different sort of features on this. I will go through them. When you're charging it, you charge, everything's on the front. So when you charge it, your 240 kettle plug will go in there, and obviously you plug that into your wall and you'll get your charge. This charges at 1.5 kilowatts an hour. So this will fully charge or thereabouts in an hour. I don't know, if you nip into the coffee shop and you're allowed to charge things in the coffee shop, you could literally take this in. It's pretty heavy, but if you could carry it in there, stick it in a bag, stick it on a trolley with wheels or whatever, take it in, stick it on charge, you've then got a fully charged unit. Right, so starting off at the front, in terms of features, we've got our 12-volt section, our 240 section, and a couple of other bits. So first things first, normal cigarette lighter socket goes in, and it can be used very, very simply. Obviously, turn on, turn off. You've also got 4 USB-A sockets with a quick charge at the bottom, very, very useful. And also, you've got 2 USB-Cs. A lot of things are being charged by USB-Cs now, so I think that's really important that they're on there. This side, mirror to this side, you've got a AC connector, so 240 plugs, 1, 2, 3 of those. 1,500 watts of inverter with a maximum of 3,000 watts. For demonstration purposes, I've got a hairdryer. First of all, we turn on the power, stick it on number 1. It's going to pull around 415 watts. Stick on number 2. 1,559 watts, and on full power, 1,800 watts. This has a battery capacity of 1,500 watts, so that will run on full power for probably around 55 minutes, something like that. The interesting thing about this is it does have a jump starter connector, so you can plug that into your car or your van, carry it as a normal battery, plug it in, and as soon as you turn the key, the battery on this will act as a sort of secondary battery and power your van. And that one there is to connect to a 12-volt battery. Now, moving around to the other side, I've got the torch. So this is really good actually. So it's nice and bright, even brighter, and super bright. And then you've got flashing, and of course you've got SOS as well. So if you've ever got any sort of problems, you could obviously use that to capture people's attention. So I've been testing this for about 4 weeks now, on and off. I've had it in the van, I've had it in the house mostly, of all places, and it's just a great bit of kit. I fully charged it, we're back down to 73% from use. I've actually charged it once again, but it wasn't fully discharged, it was only slightly down. I just topped it back up. So yeah, it's all good. So I've got a few jobs that I need to do around the house, so I'm gonna see if it'll run the Hoover. I knocked a plant over in the front room yesterday and all the soil's just gone all over the floor. So this is the Hoover, a well-known branded Hoover. All right, let's turn it on and see what happens. In fact, before we turn it on, let's see how powerful the Hoover is, because I don't actually know. Should be, here we go, should be on it. 820 watts, we won't have a problem with that. That'll run all day long. So that means I can get 2 hours of hoovering, almost 2 hours of hoovering done. How exciting. 761 watts. No worries. Right, I'm gonna go get that mess cleared up in the front room. So there we go, guys. Everything charging back up. Hoover in, done. I can take that one out now. Fantastic bit of kit, and like I said, you know, you don't have to have a camper van to have one of these. You don't have to go camping to have one of these. You could just purely use it in your house. It's just a charging station, if anything, and they are super, super handy. I've actually got a similar one of these right by my bedside table, just because it's got all these different sort of charging points, and I can just plug everything in at night, and then when I wake up in the morning, everything's good to go. And again, I've got one in the van as well. Highly advise anybody is wondering if they should, you know, get one of these, even if it's just for the house, then do that. Again, you don't even need to have a solar panel with it. You don't have to have a solar panel to have one of these charging units. You can just fully charge it in your house, and then you've got all of this as a sort of docking station. And again, how handy is this? Look, headphones for running, charging my drone up, the controller and the actual drone itself. It's just endless what you can do with these. And of course, when you turn your light off at night, you can obviously turn the light on the back and you can see what you're doing as well. So it's super handy. Like I said, 1.5 kilowatts of power. So in 1 hour, you can use 1,500 watts. So again, if we go back to that Hoover, it means I could hoover the house for, you know, basically 1 hour and 50 minutes. So you can see how big they are and how long they last for. It's pretty good. The only other thing to say is a couple of other things that I missed through the video, and that is it's a LiFePO 4 battery. So they are slightly heavier, the LiFePO 4 batteries, than other LiFePO batteries, but they do last longer. This will reduce its capacity to 80% after 3,000 cycles. 3,000 cycles. When that gets to 0 and gets charged again, that's 1 cycle. So if you think you did that every single day, which you won't, but if you did, in a year, you'd use 360 cycles. So you're talking about 9 years. 9 years of every single day, continuous usage, and then your battery is reduced to 80%. So it's just 80% available. So it's not finished, not dead, it's not game over. This will last you forever. And of course, if you have any problems whatsoever, you send it back and get it replaced as a warranty. Final thing that I forgot to mention, this little socket here on the side is for an add-on battery. So you can boost this. I think I'll be receiving the battery shortly, so I'll do another review with that on as well. It frustrates me because every time I get a new power station, I just want it to replace the last one, but I still like all the other ones, so I've just ended up with lots of different power stations. It's hard to choose between them. So I'll put a link in the description. If this is something you're interested in, go ahead and buy it. Like I said, I've used it a couple of times now for inflating the paddleboard. The other day I was going around the garden with the lawnmower and hoovering up the leaves, because obviously it's easier than sweeping it up and putting them in a bin. Just went round and round and just hoovered it all up. It runs the lawnmower, it runs the hoover. As you can see, it's running all this stuff as well. One of my favourites, and in particular, I just love this storage space at the top. I think it's absolutely outstanding. And once you've done with everything, you can just turn it all off and put it all away. And I guess if you really wanted to, you could even wrap your cables up and keep all of your charging cables. How many times have you gone to charge something and you can't find your cable? There they are. Keep it all in the top, everything's in one place. Bob's your uncle. Go and buy one, links in the description.